Welcome to iHeartGeek.
And welcome to a whole different kind of supplemental from iHeartGeek. You can tell what kind of show this is going to be because I'm already laughing. We haven't stopped laughing for about the last half hour. We've tried to record this 7 times so far. So thank you, editing. I'm Dub, your host. And with me, as always, is my good buddy Kaj. How you doing, bud?
How's it going, Dubs?
I'm doing outstanding. Before you introduce our guest, I'm very proud of you that you were on the phone for hours and you got us a new sponsor.
I actually do.
So why don't you read that copy
all right,
for us?
This is a special sponsor because it kind of goes with the theme of our show this week.
It's amazing how that always works.
Yes. So this supplement is going to be brought to you by Rowena's Hex Bags and Accessories. Rowena's, when you want to tell people you don't like how you really feel about them.
Well, judging from the peanut gallery, that's funny. Yeah, we're going to be discussing Supernatural. And because we're discussing Supernatural, we brought in a guest.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did. This is the guest that Kaj has been lobbying for since before we started. We've got to get this person on. We've got to get this person on. And because you were so excited, I'm going to let you do the introduction, sir.
And I would like to introduce my best friend, Katie May.
How you doing, Katie?
I'm great. How are you today, Dubs?
Not too bad. You know what I love? That you guys are best friends, but she talks to me and she won't respond to you. This is fantastic.
That's how we've stayed friends for 30 years.
It's how it's culminated throughout the years, yes.
What? Kaj is older than 30?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm 31.
You're full of crap. Okay. So today we're discussing Supernatural. Now, why that's important to why Katie May is on today is because she is a absolute freak about Supernatural, from what I understand.
That's putting it mildly.
I've seen your post. It's very interesting. So why are you in Vegas?
I come every year for the convention that they have here in Las Vegas at the Rio.
At the Rio? Right on. So what happens at a Supernatural? Do you guys like have Ouija boards and a 66 Impala and no?
No, there are often 67 Impalas because that's the one that's on the show.
Ouch.
Slam.
I'm a newbie to Supernatural. On my first season.
He's only on the first season, yeah.
So I'm kind of wading my way through. So, but what happens at a I don't know, is it any different from a Comic-Con or?
It is in that it's focused on just one thing as opposed to like San Diego Comic-Con is everything. Supernatural, to go back to your question about Ouija boards, the vast majority of us, because we watch the show, know that you don't mess with Ouija boards.
Okay. Unless somebody's dead.
Right.
And being brought back.
Well,
see, I saw that.
In the
I saw that one.
important times, yes.
Okay.
But just not for funsies. But I did actually see a girl there because we usually wear fandom type clothing. I saw a girl there that had a circle skirt made up, and it was made to look like a giant Ouija board.
Nice.
So that was pretty cool.
So, this is kind of my newbieism as far as Supernatural, but wouldn't the show make a whole lot more sense if they just walked around constantly with a hula hoop filled with salt so nothing could ever mess with them?
Right?
Yes. And,
wouldn't that work?
And super soakers filled with holy water.
There you go. Or make like a suspender type thing with a hula hoop of salt. Boom, show solved.
That's true.
It probably only lasts like 3 seasons because in a bit you'd just be impenetrable. Like nothing could stop you after that, right?
It goes more than 2. I just started season 2.
Oh, do you want to take that one, Katie?
We're almost to the end of season 12 right now, and we know we've been picked up for at least 2 more seasons.
Ooh, so this is like Doctor Who levels of
and that's just the road so far.
Again, this is an inside joke, and now I know how all my friends that listen to the show, just because they like me, feel. Who's Boba Fett? What?
It's okay, Dub. Carry on, wayward son.
Oh, wow. We even got what is that, Toto reference?
Yes.
Kansas?
Oh my gosh, you are out nerding.
This is going to be fun tonight.
My feelings are really hurting right now.
As you're probably seeing right now, ladies and gentlemen, she is always right.
You can understand why Kaj is subservient in this, why he wears a collar.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Ching, 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 ching.
You've been off leash for most of the day, okay?
Right.
So before we were, doing the show, we start talking that people are going to be mad at you because you watched the show wrong. I don't get it. So, as I say, I'm a rookie to the show. So tell me about the show, and then how do you actually watch a show wrong?
Well, for starters, everyone who watches the show one particular way thinks everyone else is wrong or doing it the wrong way.
Like Doctor Who. Okay, I'm
exactly.
digging this.
So
Okay.
you're getting it right now because it's very similar. But the show is on its basis, just bare bones.
Mm-hmm.
It is about two brothers who end up in a car
Okay.
that is a 1967
Yes, I know.
Chevy Impala.
Making me feel bad about myself.
And they drive all over the countryside, and they go to different places. They solve mysteries. They help people, saving people, hunting things. It's the family business.
Okay.
So they go around and they help people, and they just kill bad things.
Okay.
Try not to kill good things.
Do they ever accidentally kill good things?
They really try not to.
They try
I'm
not
guessing
to.
they do.
Really, really hard not to.
No spoilers.
You have to watch the show to find out.
So now tell me, how do you watch it wrong?
Okay, so if you are a casual viewer,
Like me. Gotcha.
exactly, you tune in, you catch it, maybe you'll catch up later. Maybe you've missed a couple episodes, it's no big deal. It's just a fun show. Supernatural stuff is happening. These two brothers deal with it by
If
the end.
Captain Cold were happy.
All right.
Exactly.
3 off your game. Sorry.
Whatever helps.
Okay.
Then there's the people that will watch the show over and over and over again. There is not a single episode of the show that I have not seen at least twice. Many episodes I've seen upwards of 10 times.
Okay. I can see how you'd be watching that wrong. I get you. Okay.
No, I'm not the one that's watching it wrong, though.
Okay.
Now, there is a certain very popular character on the show that does not show up until season 4. And there are people in fandom who start watching the show on season 4 and don't worry about the first 3 seasons, or they catch it or they don't.
What?
And I'm not saying
I'm
they're
confused
watching
by
the
that.
show wrong either, because my feeling is there's no right or wrong way to enjoy something.
I completely agree
I
with
completely
you.
agree with that as well.
It's the fun of being a geek, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, but I was just really curious on how people can literally be mad at you for it. That was your exact word. People can be mad at me because I watched the show wrong.
There are some people who probably think that I watched the show wrong. And a lot of that goes into shipping, and they see something in characters that I don't see versus I might see something in characters that they don't see.
Okay. So it's like you dig into it almost to a theological degree.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Honestly, yes.
So it's like our normal Star Wars conversations where we can all agree that the first 3 don't exist.
That's correct.
But they do, so
In
somebody's watching it wrong?
In parallel, well, yes, that is correct. Yeah, because you got to go to 4, 5, and 6 first, and never mind.
But you can actually, but now you can go to, what is it, 3.5 now instead of, and then 4, 5, 6.
I do the Renegade. I do the Renegade one, so
I'm sorry.
It's all
I always
screwed
take
up.
it and put it on the, yeah.
I like to bounce them. I'll watch like episode 1, episode 4, episode 3, I'm joking completely, but it was worth the look on your face right there.
Oh.
my eyes just popped out of my sockets like, what are you saying?
That made every hair in my head literally grow and then fall out from that.
But listen, we can all agree that Jar Jar is the best character that has ever shown up on the show, so everything's fine now, right? I just wish you guys could see these guys right now.
This got to go on YouTube one day.
I'm usually not speechless, but I think I just turned speechless there for half a second.
Now let's redeem ourselves just for a second because we didn't ask our opening question, and this is our. We ask every guest
like
this.
Path initiation,
Yeah, so
path
we
of
have
righteousness.
to know this.
Yeah.
I have 2 questions for you, and I'm going to ask them to you at the same time. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no? And Die Hard, Christmas movie or no?
Listen, the only way you should ever have pineapple on your pizza is Christmas morning in front of the TV while you're opening your presents and watching Die Hard.
I think.
Or any other time you eat pizza. But
Jason's upset now.
Sorry, Jason.
You know, we have set PB literally every show that he's not on. Mm-hmm. You know, actually, I got to send word because he was really actually disappointed he didn't get to meet you on this show because he knows more about Supernatural than me, anyway. So,
Probably me too, and I'm still caught up with everything too.
Well, I mean, I disowned him a couple weeks ago anyway, so.
Because the pineapple thing or the Christmas movie thing? Or the Indiana Jones thing?
Yes, there you
That was the one. It's a good show when you get to yell at Jason.
She literally was texting me like, no. I'm like, what? No PB. I was like, what?
That sounds bizarre to me.
No PB&J. It's okay. You can have roast beef. It's fine.
Okay, so getting back to the Supernatural thing.
Well, since you like lists and everything, you do like lists. So let's have a little bit of a list here for Katie. So we'll just make it really simple. That was hilarious.
Well, simple is good because it is Kaj that wrote the list. So
yes, this is simple. So
so there's no multi-syllable.
No, there's no multi. Just one
nothing
list.
Multisyllabic.
Just one list.
There you go.
So there are a vast many characters that are in the supernatural realm here. So right here on the show now, we want to hear your top 5 favorite characters of all time.
Do they have to be in order?
No.
Okay. Well,
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do. Yes.
Starting with number 5.
Starting with number 5. I already know what number 1 is.
Is
but
somebody? Well, since I know that some people will be listening to the show, we're sorry, I guess.
Right. We're probably going to get a lot of mail from this, hater or otherwise, but it's fine. So let's go.
It's okay.
Top 5. Number 5. What's your top 5?
Are you going to tell yours as well?
Yeah, sure. After I pull it up on my phone.
Yellow eyes, the car.
That's
What year did they
Cold.
stop making those cars?
Negan. And
okay. I'll even start first. My number 5 is the 1967 Impala.
Very
Boom.
good.
It has been in every single episode.
How many doors does it have?
4.
2.
4.
No,
I knew it more than yes.
I thought that was one that you had to slide in. Oh man.
What are you confusing this show with Dukes of Hazzard?
No.
The car's not orange.
Smoking the Bandit.
Smoking the Bandit. They did not slide into the car.
This is 72, wasn't it?
I don't know. Another thing I need to Google.
You just don't get past the glory of Burt Reynolds' mustache.
That's probably
There's
true.
nothing more glorious than that.
That's probably
Okay, sorry.
I was born ready.
So you're number 5?
Would be Meg.
Nice.
And
I'm somewhat familiar with
you
this
have
character.
kind of an idea who she is. You're through season 1 right now?
Yeah, I have questions, but I don't think I can ask. I don't think I'm allowed to ask.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
They're so young and innocent at the beginning.
I know. Like, you haven't even cried yet.
I mean, let's just take a moment. Since you're on the first season, and
I just finished the first
and we're
one.
on the current season now.
Yeah.
Sam's hair, that thing is like, how long is that going to get? Like, is it going to go all the way down to his ankles?
Do you know that the majority of fandom can tell you from one still photograph what season that episode's from, judging by Sam's hair?
That is awesome. So it's almost like a fine wine. You're like, oh,
No,
season
it really
4.
is. I mean, except for season 8. We don't talk about the season 8.
Right.
here.
But or even like, can they say what episode it is and where they're at? Actually, like what city they're in?
I mean, I can't.
that takes this to a whole different level. Yeah,
We're going from geek to nerd now.
No, we're
this
going
is like
from geek to
technical,
scary.
Geeky technical.
Okay,
Hey,
so
you know what? Some people can give baseball stats on the spot. They can give you, what are those people that run in football?
Oh, this is the Geek podcast.
You mean football?
No, there's the people that, like, that's their job, is they run and they can say, like, how many yards they did in a game. Right, it's yards, right?
Statisticians?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
See?
Right.
There's those things.
Fact checkers. Yes.
I meant the people
We
whose
need those
job
for
it
this.
is to run. Like,
Right.
they run back and forth with yards.
Okay. Yeah. So the stats person. Yes. Or you mean like the actual person that takes the ball and runs?
That is literally what I just said.
Okay.
Like the offense.
I'm a geek. I have no idea what that is. No.
Okay, they put on uniforms and they put those hats on their heads that are really hard.
Football players,
Yeah,
yes. Yeah.
kind of like Dark Helmet.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to take a stab at this and say running back. The one that runs.
Okay.
This isn't hockey, don't care. Okay, moving on.
All right, so.
Okay, what's our number 4?
Gosh, let me see. My number 4, where is she? I just saw her.
It's a girl, huh?
Yeah, just saw her.
It's the girl.
Nope, she's a little later on. All right, I'll go with Sheriff Jody Mills.
That's my number 4.
Yay, she's
Oh, jeez.
she's kind of like one of the most stable characters in the realm. Like, you know,
When does she show up, just so I know when to look for?
3, 4.
It's the episode where the zombies come to town. I want to say that's 5 or 6. I don't think it's 4.
Okay.
I think that's too soon.
She starts off as like a very stable character, and then literally it's like her world turns upside down, and then even with all of
Spoilers,
this,
she's a sheriff.
Yeah,
I'm
and even
so
with all
excited
this,
to
she
get
still
into the show more,
maintains.
so that I don't feel like,
Yeah, like when Sam and Dean are kind of like over the top with things, they usually go to her to be like, all right, this is. There's other characters that they go to as well, but like this is like one of the stable characters on the show. Yes.
Okay.
Like a big sister type.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
She's fantastic.
Okay, number
right.
3?
Gosh, I gotta do another one. Okay.
That's usually how it works. just a spoiler alert, there's going to be a total of 3 after.
You know what? I'm gonna go with Dean. Dean for my number 3.
Dean is your number 3.
Dean is my number 3.
Okay, now
Rationale, please.
Well, even though that he is one of the main characters of the show, I just like his attitude about things. Like, you know, even though that he knows that these things exist, he's like, I can take care of these. I can fix this problem. He has a huge love for his brother. He will sacrifice anything for his brother, and even spoilers took the mark of Cain and actually bounced back from that as well, which is a great season. To begin with as well. And yeah, so that's why he's my number 3.
I apologize.
And he sings too.
I'm asking this question just for everyone like me that kind of got lost. Is that the guy? Is that the brother with the short hair or the brother with the long hair?
Short
Short hair. Older
Captain
brother.
Cold. Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
Captain Cold. That's who
Captain
it is.
Cold.
That's right.
Oh, or the driver of the 67 Impala.
Yeah, because nobody touches his baby.
Nope.
But I saw the other guy.
Well, he with
I'm
permission.
sorry.
With
Okay.
permission.
I'm sorry.
He can't even change the radio station without his permission.
I'd still
And
take the
God
job.
forbid put in an iPod player.
I forgot about that. All right, number 3.
My number 3
Yes.
is Bobby.
Yay.
Bobby Singer, who becomes their surrogate dad, sort of. Old, grumpy hunter. Sweet as can be, but better not call him that to his face, that kind of guy.
Yeah, with kind of a surrogate father to them as well. Kind of same thing with Sheriff Jody. Kind of like when things are going awry, he's the person that always is like the beacon of logic and how to beat certain things because he's been in the game for many, many years before Sam and Dean. So, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Number 2.
Number 2.
I just caught that. That's an old 60s band. I'm
Yay.
sorry. I just caught that.
Idiot.
They were originally going to be called Sal and Dane.
Ew.
Yeah.
I'm glad they switched.
Yeah, I'm glad they did too.
That's terrible.
All right,
Okay,
my
did you? Oh, sure do it. Yeah. Derp.
All right, so you would think that my either 2 or 1 would be Sam, but it's not.
Excuse me?
It's my, hold on.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, you just heard the end of a 30-year-long friendship.
Well, because I know how much he means to you. So
True, I would
okay,
go down.
you know what? There's so many. Like I'm looking at these, but Charlie.
Charlie's fantastic.
I love
okay,
Charlie.
love Charlie.
Okay, so tell us what a Charlie is.
Felicia Day, as you well know, very very big in the geek world and everything. Video
Just
games.
had a baby, by the way.
Just had a baby or whatever. She played this hacker that was part of a corporation, and Sam and Dean kind of used her to use her skills into getting into the corporation, and then slowly but surely became friends with her. And she is very much a very kooky character in the show, and just
That's all she plays.
very informative. Like, you know, can bends over backwards, wants to become a hunter, but kind of really doesn't. Oh, I don't want to spoiler too much about it, but like she goes through some arc stories in the show, and that's all I will say about her. But
And
Charlie's my number 2.
She actually talks to her Hermione Granger figurine. So basically, they turned me into a character on the show, and I'm really touched for that.
She's kind of like the geek of the show. Yes.
Yeah, she's almost as much of a geek as him.
Wow.
Almost.
That's pretty hopeless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but honestly, I mean, I'm glad you said that because seems like what most of these shows need. Considering, the geek following all these shows they're getting, they really have to have that geek character. Otherwise, it's kind of like, yeah.
The best thing about her character is it's never a bad thing that she's a geek.
Well, it's not a bad thing.
At one point in time, she's super nervous. She's super freaking out. And Sam is like talking her through a mission. And he basically like just pulls in Harry Potter references and like, what would Hermione do? That kind of thing. And he just gets it. He accepts her for who she is. And they don't make fun of her. They don't go, oh, you're so dumb. Oh, you role play. They don't do any of that. It's just part of who she is.
So it's not talking down to.
No, absolutely not.
Which I don't think they could with.
It's highly respected.
It's almost like respecting it or like elevating it a little bit too. So like it's okay to be this way.
What season?
Huh?
What season are we looking at? Till I get to see this
Oh
character?
man,
7.
I just had her 7.
7.
That's
she's
at least
always
2.5
right to
months
7.
away for me. Yeah. Okay.
She's always
7.
Okay. So who was your number 2?
Who's your number 2?
My number 2, sadly, it's a tie. I thought all night, like, which one am I going to say? Which one am I going to say? I can't. My number 2 is Gabriel, who you don't know yet,
Okay.
Good stuff.
and Castiel,
Who I don't know
who you
yet.
don't know yet.
So tell me about
man.
these characters.
Castiel comes in 2 as well. When does Castiel come in?
He's the beginning of season 4.
Good Lord, I thought he was in 2. Never mind.
He's
okay.
in the first episode of season 4.
Okay, very good. Moving on.
No, you can't move on. We got to hear about these characters. That's kind of the point.
Okay, well I mean Castiel. Yeah, so
Get
Castiel.
us excited about these characters.
Okay. Well, they're angels.
Okay.
But it isn't like a biblical type of angels things. It's a lore kind of angels.
Like a preacher type angels.
No. Like we're God's warriors and we don't understand humanity, and many of them don't like humanity. Like they
Gotcha.
think of us as like monkeys, basically, or hairless apes, one not so nice angel calls them. But Gabriel, Archangel Gabriel, and he's played by an actor I just adore. And the way he plays him, it's just too much fun for me. And then Castiel has become a main character of the show.
Okay.
And he's there for the boys, and he's one of those that there's entire seasons where I hate him and entire seasons where I absolutely adore him. And then usually I'm somewhere in the middle of those two. So, but he's a very good character, and he's played very well by Misha Collins.
The more you guys are explaining all this, the more it's really making me feel like this is Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which I loved. But it started out with just that very, very, very small core and just became this huge family of characters.
Oh, absolutely.
And on top of just the family of characters, just the family of supporters as well, like just the whole supernatural as an
very much
entity.
like
It just grew and grew and grew to the point where now it's just a complete family of people. That's why the show's been on for so long.
Yeah, exactly. Never bet against the supernatural family.
I would not. I've seen them, yes. All right, so my number 1 is a tie as well between Castiel, Crowley, Rowena, Metatron, Ruby.
I don't think this is allowed.
And
I don't make many rules, but I feel like we're way past that point.
Naomi, Zachariah, and Chuck.
Okay, first you have to tell me what you like about Naomi, because that one's going to be a pop quiz for you. Put the phone down.
Because she was on my phone. Wait,
No, babe. I'll give you
Every
Crowley.
show, by the way.
No.
Because he gets a script like 2 months in advance, and it'll be like he'll show up, he'll start writing down what he wants for. I'm like,
Yes.
You knew this like a month ago, man.
I know.
I'll give you Crowley. I'll give you Cass. I'll give you Rowena, because they're all amazing. But when you start getting into those Zachariah, really,
Well,
Really?
Honestly, I don't remember Naomi, but Zachariah. No, I liked the actor himself. So
I love him.
Just him being one of those angels he's just kind of, he totally flips the script on what an angel should be. Like angels should be like holistic and very nice. And, they're always giving and stuff. And this dude's just kind of a D-bag.
Kind of.
Like to the nth degree. Like he's the opposite of anything that you think of an angel.
And it's hard to not love him because it's Woody.
Yeah. You're like, oh, and then you're like, oh, why?
Oh, why?
Yeah.
But he's super sweet on Twitter too.
Yes.
We talk on there, so yes.
Yeah. Actually, can you real quick?
Oh, and
because
Sam.
You brought him up. Rowena,
for my number one.
Because you mentioned that was the first thing that was mentioned on this show.
Oh, yep.
What?
Rowena is...
explain the commercial.
Well, okay,
Yes,
so...
explain the commercial.
A hex bag is something in witch lore. It's like a small little bag that has bones or certain items that is
Usually
in there and tied up.
Cat skull, like that, or a baby's finger.
And his
Baby finger?
Yes.
Ew.
Usually they're like 1,000 years old, though.
I didn't hear finger.
It's not a baby anymore.
I didn't hear finger.
I didn't either.
And what this bag is to do is to kind of cast a curse on the person that you don't like, so that you put this bag, you hide this bag so that they can't find it, and then bad things will happen to the person that it's targeted at.
How morbid? Okay.
Yeah. So when you really want to tell somebody how you don't like them.
Okay.
Hex bags and accessories, right? So Rowena in the show, which is in season 8, 7, 9, 10, 15.
14, 87, 42.
10.
Okay.
Thank you, Katie.
She's still in the show.
I know she's still in the show. I just can't remember when she was. It's literally because it's been I marathon the whole thing, so all of it's a blur. It's all one big season of me.
That's why you go back and watch it like 7 more times.
Because you watch it wrong.
You're watching it wrong, Kaj.
I'm watching it wrongly right. She is I don't want to say the supreme witch, but she is a very, very powerful witch in the series, and is the mother to a certain demon named Crowley, which you will find out.
That's King of Hell.
Yes. Played by Mark Shepard, who everybody should know, Battlestar Galactica.
Gotcha.
Badger from Firefly. Yes. Very cool. Love him.
Canton, Delaware the Third.
Yeah. So that's who Rowena is.
Okay.
I don't want to spoil her anything too much, but yeah, she's...
I think too late, but yeah.
played by Ruth Connell. Sweet, sweet lady.
Sweet.
Really, really good friend of Katie's as well.
I wouldn't
to a
say
certain
we're
extent.
friends, but she's darling, and
Yes.
she makes me feel tall, so I just love being around her.
Nice.
And gorgeous. Oh, she's gorgeous. So
Got that lovely Irish accent.
that would be Scottish, honey.
Scottish. Oh gosh. Sorry, Ruth. Didn't mean to call you out on the wrong country. Sorry.
Yeah. Doctor Who? No, sorry. Okay, and what was your number one, Katie?
I'm getting a hex bag, aren't I?
You're getting a kick in some sort of bag or the other.
To begin with.
Ow! Oh,
I just made this little dolly of you while you were talking. It's fine.
Okay, so you're number one.
My number one, and it may sound controversial, but hear me out. Sam and Dean.
Okay, why both?
That wouldn't surprise me.
Because Sam and Dean is one word.
Okay.
Sam and Dean in the show, and the more you watch, the more you'll see, Dub. In the show, when you separate Sam and Dean, bad things happen. They are each other's conscience, and they are each other's humanity. Like, we've actually seen them come very close to turning into actual monsters without each other. So that brotherly connection that they have, what holds them together, you literally cannot have one without the other. It's like I was telling Jensen, who plays Dean, I was telling him last night, same thing with him and Jared. You can't have one without the other. I mean, I guess you can separate them, but why would you want to?
So it's very much to cross my geek stuff that I know. It's Batman without Robin.
Mm-hmm.
Except there's only one Sam.
Okay.
I can see it.
But there's only one Dick, and that's the one that's really changed it all.
There's also only one
Everybody
Jason.
loves him.
Yeah, it's sort of like, iHeartGeek needs a PB&Jason.
Right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
No matter how much we don't want him here. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
we
we love
Jason.
him.
We love you.
This would not be a show without PB&J. That is absolutely true. And Spike.
And Spike. And everybody else that comes on and helps us. And you guys are all awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't
Love
have it
fest.
without
Rock.
PB&J, just like you can't have pizza without pineapple. I mean, it's
Yes,
just,
you
you
can.
cannot separate the two. It's impossible.
Okay.
Speaking of the supernatural family, I know that they not only do the community itself is very responsive and very supportive of the show, but they also do a lot of humanitarian stuff as well. A lot of organizations that they either sponsor or try to help out. I know a couple of them that what is it? It's not really a sponsoring a thing, but it's Gwishes.
Gishwish.
Gishwish. Sorry, Misha.
What does it stand for?
Gishwish, the greatest international scavenger hunt the world has ever seen. I do know that. So they have a lot of fun things that they do outside of the supernatural realm. But tell us, what are some of the other humanitarian organizations that they actually help out with?
Okay, so earlier I said something to the effect of don't ever bet against the supernatural family. Mm-hmm. And when I say that, I don't say it ironically or flippantly. The fandom, as much as the cast and crew, have all become one big family. And sometimes people say, oh, well, we don't get along with these people. I'm like, do you really get along with all of your family? I mean, would you invite all of your uncles and aunts to dinner every weekend? I don't think so. So, but this
look of terror that just came out over there.
Oh my God, no!
They're all looking at each other like, what?
Well, not your aunt and uncle, no. But no, I mean, literally, this fandom has come together in ways that have truly astounded me. And I know the actors as well. So some of the things that the actors themselves have started, Mark Shepard does a lot of work with juvenile diabetes, and he has a son with it. So he funds or helps fund a camp so that the kids can just have like a normal life and just feel like regular kids. All right. So Ruth Connell, who plays Rowena.
The Scottish one.
The Scottish one.
You should see the smile on Kosh's face right now.
I knew that.
I think he has a crush.
I knew. Oh, she's got red hair. Oh,
There's
yes.
literally no one that does not have a crush on Ruth Connell.
Yes,
the only
that's
people
true.
that don't have crushes on her have never seen her.
I don't watch Facebook Live, but if she's on, I'm like, oh, hi.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. So she actually helps raise funds through her coven, which is what her fangirls are called, for My Hope Chest, which is a charitable endeavor for women to have reconstructive chest surgery after they've had to have a mastectomy. And if their insurance won't pay for it or won't pay for enough of it, it just helps them so that they can have a normal life and feel more comfortable with their own bodies
That's
if
awesome.
they want. And then Misha not only does Gishwis, which does help to raise money for Random Acts, but Random Acts is his charity. And they do all kinds of stuff. It's Random Acts.
Okay.
They'll just decide, you know what, we're going to go and build this school in Haiti, and they did. They go and take stuff to homeless shelters, or they'll do a drive, and it's like, here, everybody make a hat. We're going to turn it into these people that need hats. So it's all kinds of different things, and every once in a while he'll have a challenge like, I want everyone to go out and do this for one person today, that sort of thing, which I think is just fantastic.
That's amazing, yeah.
And then there's the mental health charities and campaigns. The Always Keep Fighting campaign, which is for people who have depression or suicidality or anxiety, that sort of thing. Piggybacking off of that is You Are Never Alone, and now they've just started with the working with the I'm Alive, who is it's a hotline, crisis hotline, and we kind of help with that as well. So you're raising money, we're helping train people, etc.
Wow.
But what's even more phenomenal than these guys doing these good causes is what I have seen in the actual fandom itself. I have seen surgeries paid for from fan to fan. Like a fan needs a surgery, or a fan needs a service animal, or a new motorcycle or wheelchair, anything like that. they'll do GoFundMe's, or they'll put everything together. So I've just found it absolutely phenomenal what the fandom will do to help others, strangers, people they've never known before in their lives. And I know that I've gotten much more into charitable giving myself just from being part of the family.
Right. It's and as it goes back again around, it's like that's the reason why Supernatural has been around here for so long, is because
It's community.
yeah, it's community. The fans love the show and will support the show, and then it's a whole supportive cast of members, which is amazing. All right, so one final question before we let you go, Katie. This is going to be about the future of Supernatural. All right, so this is kind of your own hypothesis or own thoughts.
Never end.
Well, I guess that answered that question.
Season
I know that
30 of
question.
Supernatural. Sam and Dean
78.
go off on another adventure.
After they pull their teeth out.
They're stealing pudding from the
After a
retirement
hiatus in hell,
You
they
eat
come
that
back.
cornbread.
Hell froze over. All right, so for the future of I was about to say Futurama.
Also a good show.
Also a good show.
Fantastic
So for the future of Supernatural, what are you looking for maybe the next couple of seasons? Like, is there anything in particular that you would like to see that maybe the writers or Sam and Dean or anybody would catch on to this and be like, hey, that's a great idea?
I'm not sure Sam and Dean would actually listen to me, and I don't think I have that much pull with Jared and Jensen just
You
yet.
never know.
But, we'll see what happens.
They listen to this all the time.
Oh, wait, I heard that. Actually, they mentioned that in the meet and greet yesterday.
Yeah, they did.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
like,
absolutely.
I want to give a shout out to iHeartGeek. Thank you.
Yeah, they said that PB&J was their favorite of all of them.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, he's everybody's favorite.
Okay, so in the near future of the show, and you know this better than Dub does right now because you see that the show is very cyclical.
Mm-hmm.
We go around, bad things happen, better things happen. They say, oh, it couldn't possibly get worse, and then it gets worse.
Right.
I mean, we've had the literal apocalypse.
Right.
So where do you go from there? Nowhere to go but up. So in the future of the show, I know that the actors and the writers have all expressed a sort of getting back to basics idea.
Okay.
Because while the arcs and the story are so grand and so phenomenal, sometimes you just kind of bring it back down and remember, okay, what is the basis of this show?
Right.
So just putting the brothers, and they've been having a lot more of what we call Monster of the Week episodes, which just means you put the brothers in the Impala. There's not all this drama and like relationship stuff. It's just out there killing bad guys, saving people.
Well, going back, that's like the best episodes of Doctor Who are this the Monster of the Week.
Right.
Absolutely. I mean, I love
One and done. I like it.
I love the family aspect. I love sometimes the drama. I love like Rowena Crowley. I love all of that stuff, but I also really can appreciate when it's just a fun episode. There's no stakes. You go, you kill this ghost, you smite this demon, whatever, but there's no stakes. You're not going to cry at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
And I'm a crier, so I like episodes I don't cry at the end of.
That is true. I've seen her cry. Just like, why? And yeah, it's great.
Yeah, sure.
Musicals. I want more musicals.
Have they done musical episodes?
Are you going to
Yes,
start
they have.
singing a single man tear?
Get me on my way. You're right.
It makes me feel bad because I can't sing.
Neither can I, so we'll just enjoy him.
I'm only 80% joking about that. I would like to see more musical stuff, like especially with Dean singing. Would be great. Maybe getting Sam in there a little bit. Maybe some.
Okay, well, the running
Castiel.
joke is that Jensen is a fantastic singer, but Dean is a terrible singer, which is why it's fun when he's doing karaoke.
Right.
It's hilarious because he can't sing to save his life,
Maybe
but
have
Jensen
a spell.
is just awesome.
Maybe have a spell or something to kind of make him sing better. Like it's
now you're speaking my language.
a spell of auto tune or something.
Also,
He sounds like Britney Spears the whole time.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That'd be great.
But honestly, I would love to, and I think you might be sort of getting into it a little bit for the first season with Sam's powers that he kind of they expressed.
Yeah.
They expressed it a little bit, and then they kind of just quelched it, and they really never came back to it again. I would love for him to.
So that just goes away?
It does. It doesn't
I hate
just
that.
go away.
Well,
no. It's
they have an arc with it, but then they never bring it back up again. They kind of like, all right, that arc was done. Let's move on. Let's do something different. So the power's still there.
Okay, but how long was that arc?
But even still, I would love to see him hone in his powers. Maybe not go too super critical with it. Maybe have Dean do a little bit of like the Mark of Cain a little bit, like that comes back, and he has to help him with his demon powers, something, or he gets angel power. I don't know.
Okay, so this is where I'm gonna agree but disagree.
Okay.
Because the best thing about that power, the demon blood power, is that Sam A doesn't want it and B can't control it. If it's something he could just use like a magical fairy wand,
right.
It's just like when Castiel gets too powerful. I like it when they take some of his power away because otherwise it's boring. There's no stakes. It's a Deus Ex Machina.
Right.
It's just
Superman,
and the show wouldn't be going on for several many more years.
Oh, but wouldn't it be great if like the Men of Letters like kind of captured him and like they find out that he's got demon powers. They capture him and then they kind of experiment on him a little bit and have him kind of test his powers to see how grand he can get.
So
sort of like Firestarter.
Mm-hmm.
So now I know it's CW and it's is it a part of the CW universe? Not the Arrowverse, but like iZombie. Could there be a crossover?
That's a great question.
I would love to see that
because
they have the same kind of weird stuff going on.
Jared and Jensen, and I know you can elaborate on this too, Katie. But Jared and Jensen are really, really good friends with Arrow, with
Stephen Amell,
and the gang, and they have been talking about doing a slightly supernatural Arrow episode. Yeah, they've been talking about that for a couple of years, but I don't know.
Or bring in Constantine. I would be so happy.
Bring in all three of them. Yeah.
And then I would be like into this show like you guys are.
Because I can just imagine Constantine and Castiel fighting over whose outfit.
Right.
It is.
I look better in it. No, I look better in it. Like, it'd be great.
Okay, to answer the beginning of your question, Supernatural is actually older than CW. Mm-hmm. It started out
WB. Exactly.
And that was one of the shows that was taken over. And in a way, that sort of saved Supernatural, but it also saved CW. Mm-hmm. Now, as for it being specifically part of the overall universe, like the Flash
DC,
and Legends
their own
and all
universe,
that, definitely
but
not.
I'm talking like iZombie, I think, could fit very well in that universe.
Could,
I don't know if they're in the same universe.
It could. I mean, it would be fun if they did a little crossover type thing, but I don't see that happening now. I will tell you that Jensen has made the joke for the past several years that when the Vampire Diaries ends, they want literally for the last scene to just be the Impala driving into the town.
Nice.
just hear it and just watch that 67 Impala just go right up at you.
Let it go.
Actually, fun fact before we close out that Jensen Ackles actually has a part in the DC universe as well. Mm-hmm. So you remember the animated feature Under the Red Hood?
Absolutely.
You know who the Red Hood was?
In real life?
Well, the actor that played
Jason Todd. Come on, man.
You know who played Jason Todd?
I'm guessing Jensen.
Jensen Ackles. Yes, he was. Ackles.
Like ankles.
Ackles.
Sorry,
Shackles.
Sorry, Jensen.
Snackles for Ackles.
Snackles for Ackles. Mm-hmm. See, I'm getting schooled on this just as much as Dubs is here, so it's fantastic.
There you go. So we're gonna actually have to put it to a close.
No,
sorry, don't get mad at me.
I'm done.
I have so much editing I'm gonna have to do. This is fantastic.
What? This can't be a 13-hour podcast.
No, we're not dinner and a podcast. We don't do that. Love you guys. Okay, so let's close up. So, Katie Mae, do you want to tell us how people can get a hold of you, if you want them to get a hold of you, that is, and all that fun stuff?
You can find me on Twitter at Adorkable Katie.
Adorkable.
Adorkable?
That's fantastic. Spell that for us.
ADORKABLE Katie, Kati.
MOUSE. I'm sorry, I couldn't help that. Not to mention, she is a moderator on the IHeartGeek page on Facebook.
And you can definitely find her there as well.
Yes, and if you say something wrong, she'll ban you and stuff.
That is true.
So, Kaj, tell us everything you want to tell us about what you need to tell us about the stuff that you want to tell us.
Well, I'm going to tell you that I'm not normally on Twitter. So, but if you want to find me on Twitter and post a hi to me, I am at IHeartGeek_Kaj. That's KAJ. You can more than likely find me on the Facebook page at the iHeartGeekShow.com. Something like that. But I'm normally on
Facebook
there.
page, y'all know where it is.
Facebook page is
If you're listening to this, they probably know about the
KJ.
Facebook page.
fantastic.
Okay, and I'm Dub, and you can get a hold of me on the Twitter thing at Comic Not Geek. You can also get a hold of the show's Twitter at IHeartGeekShow.
Yes!
I don't think you guys understand how hard it is for me to get that out every week. It's fantastic. And of course, we're always on the Facebook page. If you want to email us, get a hold of us, iHeartGeekPodcast@gmail.com. And by the way, there is like 42 listeners that are from Germany, 28 from Spain, and 18 from France. Please write in. I'd really like to know who you are. And I want to know how y'all found the show. That is incredible. Yeah. Until next week, I'm Dub.
I'm Katie.
I'm Kaj. Keep on geeking on.
You've been listening to iHeartGeek. Our Twitter account is at iHeartGeekShow. Hope you enjoyed the show.